Paul, thanks for joining us. We've got the first day of training coming on Thursday. What are your thoughts at this time of the year, this time of the season, when everything's just about to get started?
Looking forward to get back on the grass. That's first and foremost. The off-season and the break is always welcome, to mentally and physically recharge, especially for the players, obviously. I spoke about it before, and it's not really a break for a manager because obviously the recruitment goes into overdrive, and it has been very, very busy again. Obviously nowhere near as busy as last year regarding signings, but you're still on the phone an awful lot. So I'm looking forward to getting that put to bed and getting back out on the grass, and really looking forward to seeing the players.
Well, let's talk about those new signings then. Let's start with Menashe Sandire.
Yeah, Nashi's someone who I got to know about around Christmas time. Had him watched a few times. He was obviously playing in the league above and did very, very well in it. We beat off competition from teams in the league above and teams in our league. Financially better deals for him elsewhere, but Nashi's bought into the project here. He's looking forward to the full-time environment. He's looking forward to playing in front of big crowds. He's somebody who brings endless energy to midfield. He's got a little bit of bite in as well. He'll put his foot in, can play off of either foot, technically decent. So he was really high up on our list of targets for next season. I think it's no secret that I wanted to really concentrate on that midfield area. I don't feel we lacked energy in there last year, but we definitely lacked that little bit of bite, that little bit of steel in there, and Nashi will bring that. He's a little bit older as well. He's 28 and he's coming from the league above, so it fits the criteria we're looking for.
Next is Louis Dennis, obviously a forward and one of some repute.
Yeah, so Louis, obviously anyone worth their salt in the leagues as a manager knows Louis Dennis. The reason we've got Louis is the project of Torquay, the stature of the club. He wants to live outside of London with his wife and his daughter, and obviously that fits. He can play anywhere across the front line, can play as a centre forward, off the left, off the right, as a 10, 2 up front, on his own up front. He fits the way we want to play next year. And he's been there and done it. And again, we beat off competition, which shows how far the club's come. I don't think last year we'd have been in a position to sign Louis Dennis. He brings experience. He's played in big games. He's played at Wembley. He's played in playoff finals. I think the Boreham Wood semi-final game last year, we lacked that. I think you could see that we lacked players on the day who have played in those big games. So it's something we needed to address. And when a player like him becomes available, you've got to show an interest. And again, his age, he's 32. We definitely needed to bring the average age of the squad up. He fits all the he's got a bit of maverick about him, and I'm sure the fans will be excited when he plays.
From Louis Dennis to the return of Callum Dolan, this time permanently.
Yeah, which we're thrilled with. He had much better financial options. Shows we're doing something right, that he wants to come down and play for the club. He's relocating from Manchester to come down. He's someone I knew about because when he was on loan at Torquay, I was managing Truro, and it's my job to look at other clubs and see what loans are doing well, and he really shone in that 4 to 6 weeks he was down here. He adds goals from midfield, a bit like Nashi. He adds bite. He's got a little bit of devil in him, which I like. And he's got quality on the ball. And I think last year, we didn't score a tremendous amount of goals from 18-yard box out, and Callum does that. And he's a serious character. He wants to do well, and when you look in his eyes, I like what I see. So I think he'll fit in really, really well. And again, I think he'll be a crowd favourite.
And then to our most recent signing, Sonny Fish.
It's only took me 3 years to get him. I've been after him for a long, long time. Sonny Fish is 6'2", can run, he's got good ability, unbelievable work ethic. Doesn't give a defender a second on the ball. I think he lost his way last year a little bit. He had a little injury, and it wasn't a very good year for him. But he'll come into this environment, and I'm convinced he'll thrive. He's a great lad. I know his dad very well. Like I said, it took me 3 years to get to this now. It's been a long time coming, but can't wait to work with him, and I'm convinced there's a top player in there.
Let's look at the new deals and the contract extensions that we've made. First off, Ed Palmer, new deal for him.
No brainer. He's been with me 6 or 7 years now. I know him inside out. He's tremendously reliable. I thought he'd done really well last year. At the age he is now, and at the stage of his career he is, I think it suits all parties. where he is. He knows me, I know him. He didn't really put a foot wrong last year, so he's it's a no-brainer to re-sign Ed for another year.
And then came the news of a contract extension for Sam Dreyer.
Yeah, Sam's, that's just good business from the club. Sam's came in, he had his first real season in men's football last year and did very, very well. Big areas for him to improve on, but also he's got all the natural attributes to hopefully go on and play a lot higher than Torquay United. I think as a club, it's like I said, it's just good business to tie Sam down to a longer contract. He's settled in his mind as well. He's still only very young, and hopefully he can build on what was a successful personal season for him last year. Hopefully he can build on that again this year.
From defence to in goal, James Hammond getting a new deal?
Yeah, a little bit like Ed Palmer. It's my 7th season with Hammy now. I don't think there was many better keepers than him last year. I thought he finished the season very, very well. He's at an age now where, he's experienced. I thought he dealt with the season well last year. I trust him. That's a big thing. It's a no-brainer. It's like Ed Palmer. It's good characters to have in the change room, and it's people that I haven't got to worry about. It's people that I know and people that I trust. So.
And our most recent news, Dan Hayfield extending his stay.
Yeah, which again is good news and again good business by the club. I think the end of last season, coming here this time last year, when we had one player on the books, I think it's really important at the end of a season. Players will always come and go. I think it's important that we're tying down players on contracts that are a little bit longer, and Dan's one of those. I thought he had some really good moments last year, and I also thought, at the end of the season he dipped a little bit. But again, it's the first time that Dan would have trained every day and been in a full-time environment. And no matter what age you are, that takes a lot of getting used to. I think some games, at certain times, I needed to pull him out of games, but we didn't quite have the squad depth to do that last year. So it's a no-brainer for him. Again, great character, great trainer, good person, fits all the DNA that we're looking for in a Torquay United football player. What
can you tell us about the recruitment process now? What's left to do? What are you looking at?
We won't do a great deal of business now. We need a right back. Finn Krask has decided to, even though we offered him a new contract, Finn's decided to take a year out of football and go travelling, and we wish him, we've got no problem with that, wish him all the best in that. We need a right back, and I would love another midfield player. Other than that, Patrick, I think in forward areas we're strong. I think we're definitely done in forward areas. The goalkeeping situation, we've got Hammy, we've got Matty Wanacott. Left back, we've got Jay Forster, Matty Carson, so we're okay. I think a right back and another midfielder. I'm not expecting the phone to be crazy busy over the next couple of weeks.
So a year on, we've got a core of players from last season, and we've got new signings. What are your aims in terms of kind of team performance on the pitch?
At the end of last season, there's always a massive time for reflection, and you have to, and it has to be honest reflection. There's no point, lying to yourself. I know where we need to improve, and I feel like we've addressed that with our recruitment. I feel that the team that finished the season, if we'd had that team at the start of the season, maybe the season would have panned out different. So it's all about building all the time. As you said, a very strong core of players already under contract, which we added to during the season last year, which is great. I'm expecting what I expect from all of my teams that I've ever managed, and that's to be tremendously hardworking, organised and hard to beat, and to show good character and to be good people. The squad that we've got and the additions we've made, I'm really pleased with where we are. Really pleased with where we are. Now, if I'm being really greedy, I would love 2 more. We're in a good position at the minute. And season-wise, I will never come on camera and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Talk's cheap. You hear enough of it all the time in interviews. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're back in Thursday, and from the first second, we'll work as hard as we can possibly work to try and bring success to Torquay United. That's all we can promise.
I'm sure there's plenty of hard work ahead for the players. What can you tell us about what they can expect on the first day back in training?
Yeah, well, the first couple of days will be testing days, so listen, it won't be anything too drastic. I always train on a Thursday and Friday of pre-season, then have Saturday, Sunday off, and then get back into it on the Monday. Always do a 6-week pre-season, which is pretty set in stone. The runs are already set out, the drills are set out. I know what I want from them. It's a really important time, obviously for fitness, goes without saying, but it's a really important time to integrate as well. New players to get to know everyone. From the first training session, start working on patterns and shape and all that sort of thing. And as I've said before, a lot of it's repetition, but It's important that they know what I want them to do in possession and out of possession very, very quickly, especially the new boys, and also reminders for the boys who were here last year, and to always keep improving. I wouldn't say it's a particularly fun stage of the season. It's hard work, but football's hard work, so it's an important time, definitely.
The fitness of the team was never in question last season. I think we were the fittest team in the league. How important is it to have Mike Edwards on board full time this season?
Well, that's absolutely critical, and I thank the board for sorting that out with Mike. He's obviously my right hand man. He's my assistant. Not only are we very good friends, but I respect him hugely as a professional. Having him here full time is a huge benefit to me. There was times last year when I couldn't get out and watch as many games as I would like to, or go and watch a 21s game or something like that, because Mikey was only down on Thursdays and Fridays. So this year that'll be a lot different. It takes the workload off me on the training ground, even though I love being and I'm a coach first. It's good to have him here with me because he's my friend. And I've said many times, managing a football team can be an incredibly lonely place, especially when you lost a game. It's very lonely. So having a pal there and someone to bounce off is good. And he's a huge signing for us.
What would you say to the Yellow Army at this stage of the season, and hopefully what they can expect?
I think as a squad we're in a better place than we were this stage last season. So there's been, it's hard to think that year's gone so quick. We're in a much, much, much stronger position than we were this time last year. The club's building on and off the pitch, and the Yellow Army, the fans are, without them there is no football club. So the appreciation we got for them is not in doubt. We can't wait to get back playing here. Hopefully August the 9th we're at home on the first league game, and it's, we've got 4,000 or 5,000 in here again, and it's all systems go. Obviously there's a tinge of disappointment the way last season finished. Okay, but that's past. Past is the past. I think the future looks great for the football club. The consortium, the owners are very positive. I'm very positive about it. We've made some good additions. We've already got good players here. I'm hoping that with sheer hard work and determination, we can all get to where we all want to get to. And that's everyone involved with Torquay United. And at the forefront of that is the fans. It's the fans, because without the fans, there is no football club. It just doesn't work. Life's getting expensive. It's getting expensive to live, and they're spending their hard-earned money watching us. And we promise we'll work as hard as we possibly can to make them proud of their football team. And we appreciate them.
Well, we look forward to the first day of training. Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Cheers, Patrick.